Ladies and gentlemen, it has finally happened, and I gotta say, I called it. Native Instruments have finally dropped another installment into the Scene series, and they're calling it Willow. It's a blue-themed instrument this time. If you don't remember, Saffron is orange, Lotus is purple, and Nightshade is green. All three really great instruments for like $29. Now we've got Willow. It's blue. It's got some like frozen, wintry kind of vibes in the description, and I'm really excited to dive in and check out the sounds that it has to offer. So without further ado, here it is. This is Scene Willow. You'll be instantly reminded of the setup of these Scene series instruments. It's very nice. It's a very clean UI, and it should be familiar if you've seen my other videos on the other Scene series instruments. Now, let's get a default sound for what Willow has to offer. Ooh. Got some like Celeste marimba type stuff in there. Woo! I like that. Ooh. I like that. That is very much like wintry kind of ice and snow kind of vibes, like a dark, calm type of thing. Honestly, it gives me a little bit of like Danny Elfman a little bit, and that's a very distinct sound difference from the other instruments, which I really like. These ones can kind of have some overlapping similarities, but each one has kind of a distinctive sound, in my opinion. Lotus has those Japanese style stringed instruments, and really amazing. That's like my favorite one out of the series. Nightshade has some really cool vocal stuff in there, and then Saffron is just kind of your general cinematic stringy kind of sound. But this is I like that a lot. Nice. Wow. I really like that sound, actually. We have the same banks as usual: atmospheres, motions, pads, and textures. So let's jump in and play some atmospheres, why don't we? And just kind of play with the sounds here and see what we've got, you know? It's called Back and Forth. Kind of like an organ sound. Yeah, very kind of like church organ. That's cool. For like a nice pad, like a lower layer. Not bad. Distorted choir. Ooh, is there going to be some choir stuff in here? Ooh. We're getting a little more of that darkness now. It's not so Christmassy winter vibes anymore. Oh. Interesting. Oh? Honestly, not what I was expecting, but that's really cool. There's a darker side to this. Okay, yep. Instantly saving that one. That's cool. I thought this was going to be a little more jovial of an instrument, but as you can tell, there's a much darker side to this. In the dark. Why wouldn't we pick that? Okay. I kind of like that one too, to set a vibe. It's very it almost makes me think of a dystopian place with perpetual winter of some kind. The sounds that are kind of triggering images in my head. And again, I kind of lean towards that dystopian kind of vibe to begin with, but this just, yeah, Necronome. This is turning out a lot like more darker themed than I was thinking. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, so there's like that synthy kind of texture that you get with these scene series as a whole. I think a lot of patty atmosphere instruments like this in the first place kind of have a synth undertone, or they mix in some synthy stuff because it pads up the sound and adds a certain kind of interesting. Sleepy Balrog. Just a little lower. Okay, so, yeah, interesting. Definitely not where I thought this was going to go. Let's go into motions. What do we got in motions? I got a lot more options with motion. Let's do Glacier, because that kind of fits the frozen wintry theme, I think. Yeah, so very synthy, right? With a little bit of sparkle. All right, yeah. So, okay, ice bells. Oh. Icy Pulse. not too bad. I try to find things that are maybe a little left leaning away from the synthy stuff, because that's what we get in almost all of these, but so yeah, no, this is Shadow Pulse. This is interesting. I don't tend to use many of the motions in any of my music, really, but because that kind of sound with like the stutter effect, I'm not a huge fan of in most applications. Yeah, I'm not usually a huge fan of that sound. I know a lot of guitar players like that kind of stutter tremolo effect too, but this one's not bad. I guess I'm dependent on the tempo of the stutter, I guess. Apparently that's where my leniency tends to change. Wow. Interesting. That's a cool sound. I like that. Zephyric. Yeah, motions is the least used category for me. Typically, atmospheres, pads, and textures are what I kind of stick to, but having motions is cool to have some kind of pulse going if you don't already. A bit intense. I hope so. Bit of a flute thing in there. Or sounds like it. That's pretty cool. I like that. What I've noticed with this so far is a lot of the kind of wintry vibes that I'm getting are, if you envision in your head, you're like in a dark abandoned city. It's the middle of winter and there's just desolation. Nothing there. And you hear the wind and the low hum of like lights that are running off of like generators or solar power of something, or, you know, just like the low hum of nothingness, I guess. It's like seems to be the vibe. Ethereal. Okay, more stringy stuff. Okay, there's more stringy stuff in there. That was not too bad. Kind of generic, but not bad. Sinisterbunny. All right, we're in a desolate winter city, or now we're in an underwater level. I've said it before in videos, like this chord extension here just gives me like the weird liminal space vibes that you see. I see it a lot on TikTok in terms of like really weird liminal space stuff, dreamcore type stuff. But just it's a very surreal and like ungrounded tonality. I like that. Just for the Celeste. Cosmic Motion. Not bad. Dark harmonics. Come on. That's pretty cool too. That's pretty cool. Ember Woods, come on. Nah, that's a little like the other ones for me. Ethereal Chant. I'm trying to find the stuff that's like special to this plugin, you know? Like stylistically unique. And it definitely has that. Let's see. Gentle Celeste. I think it's like the default that loads up when you start the plugin up in Contact. Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. That's kind of the vibe that I was looking for with this plugin. The Celeste xylophone. Slightly jovial sound That's what I was looking for. Hollow voices. Okay. I don't mind that. No, I don't mind that. That's pretty cool. What else? What sounds cool? What sounds cool? Monastery? Please give me some like low. Yes. Okay. So there is some kind of vocally stuff, or what sounds like vocally stuff. That's what really stuck out to me in Nightshade, was the vocal stuff in it. Okay. Yep. Here we are. All right, I like that one. That's a nice sticking out thing. Yeah, Monastery, nice. Phantom Calls. Very synthy, okay. Okay, that's cool. Shades. Shades. Okay. Stringy. Nothing super unique on that one. Come on, Willow, give me something like juicy good. Hmm? How about lower, huh? Hmm? Okay. Okay. Yep. I like it for that. Nice. Okay. What about higher up? Yeah. Okay. I like that one. Victoria and Victor. What is that? All right. Yep. This is again the vibe I was looking for. Yep, that one's cool. That's very much the that's yeah, that's the vibe I was hoping for with all this. Wide fields. All right. I like it for the wailing sound of this. I like that kind of sound. Kind of a piercing siren type of thing, but it's like a wail, kind of guitarish, you know, like you're, I don't know. Yeah, I like it. All right, Winter Lake. Give me something. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. And what else? We got textures now. Abandoned Chapel. Come on. I need some like real special. Blue Whisper. Crushed Heaven. I do like that like digital kind of grit in this type of instrument where you're using it for drones and pads and stuff. I do like that, and that leans into that dystopian vibe that I like. Bit of octaves going on. It's all right. Delicately crushed. See, that's that digital grit. All right, yeah, I can see myself using that for something. Mournful Bell. That's okay. Intense introspection. That sounds cool. Bit of pitch waviness. I do like that. For the synthy sound, which is not unique to this, but okay. Pitched horror. Snow bits. Come on. Whoa, snow bits, come on. That's okay. That's all right. Suspended glow. I mean, it works. that sound I fear. To damnation. It's okay. I can maybe use that. We'll do wood grinding as the last one, shall we? Texture-wise, it's interesting. Yeah, it's alright. And I gotta remember what these are actually for. You know, atmospheres are for like the drones, motions are for kind of pulses, pads are for pads, textures are for adding texture to your sound. So it's kind of these aren't going to be singled out as individual things that you would use necessarily. You'd want to combine them and do different things. And atmospheres would be maybe the one I would use on its own the most for like a drone, and pads too. But, you know, obviously with all of this, right, you can adjust everything in the plugin. I've talked about the interface on this in other videos, so I don't need to go in depth with it too crazy. But, you know, you've got different sound samples that you can go through and pick what sounds you want to mix. You can randomize things, and then obviously you've got this XY pad that you can move around and change your sound. So you can automate that and do different things, and you can adjust the macros and have things, you know, adjust based off of a sine wave or a saw wave. And there's a lot of different like automation things you can do with this to make the sound kind of change over time, which is nice. And, you know, that's what makes this really nice, because you can automate it and really make your sound just evolve, if that makes sense. And then you've got, you know, effects that you can run through here, and there's different effects that you can run through, actually a lot, to add to your sound. We heard a good range of them in the presets, but there's a lot of stuff you can do to your sound if you want to get in and design your own, you know, presets and stuff. And that's really nice. That's part of the fun of this plugin. And, you know, you can change your scale that you're using and lock into it, so you don't have to worry about music theory. So that's always nice. So if you want to lock into something like Lydian, which is a more dreamy sound to fit this vibe, you can. Or you can go crazy and go Locrian and do some really dissonant stuff. Or Phrygian dominant, if you're up for it. And you can adjust the octaves of things in Aftertouch if you've got the setup for that with your MIDI keyboard. You can definitely set that up with Aftertouch and whatnot. And then you've got your XY pad MIDI controls. So there's a lot you can do. So here are my final thoughts, like as a whole. It's an interesting instrument. I like it. It's got some unique features to it that I do like. But it doesn't feel like a huge leap in uniqueness. It's like 80% recycled from other scene instruments and 20% unique. And maybe that's enough for you. But as somebody who owns all four of these now, it feels because I'm not getting enough uniqueness, if that makes sense. Lotus is still by far my favorite, and followed by probably Saffron and then Nightshade and now Willow. Now, that's not to say this isn't a good instrument. So if you don't own any of the scene series and you're looking for this kind of vibe, like a wintry, frosty vibe, this might be the one you want to go for, because it includes all those foundational sounds of the synthy stuff and the string stuff with the uniqueness of the bells and the celeste and the kind of wintry vibes. But if you already own a few of these scene series, and you're really looking for that like brand new jump in something new, just know it's like a lot of recycled sound. But again, that could be something that you really want to get. Obviously, I got it because I liked the sound from what I heard in the samples and stuff. But, you know, from a consumer standpoint of like picking one out, if it's your vibe, get it. If you own other ones, maybe it's not the greatest. Maybe wait for it to go on sale to get it because you're only getting like 10, 20% unique differences from the other instruments, if that makes sense. Still a great instrument. If you own none of them and you like this vibe, good, go buy it. But that's just my 2 cents. So if this is interesting enough for you and you want to get it for yourself, I will leave a link down in the description for you to pick up Willow. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay metal, my friends. Subscribe already.